Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to this evening stream. Very exciting stream, very exciting day. And what a day it's been. We were here almost 12 hours ago at this point, launching this. I can't believe how fast today has gone. But it's been amazing to see everybody finally in on Crayta, starting to create stuff. It's been just an amazing day of exploration, and we've seen some creations come together, and just seeing all of our games getting played, and you guys, exploring the hub and all these things. So it's just really, really cool. We're all so happy here at the studio. I say here at the studio, the studio itself. It's been such an amazing day, such an amazing reception. So thank you to everybody who has picked up Crayta. We can't wait to see how the coming weeks, months, and years play out now that we're here and available. So this evening we're going to run through a kind of a similar format to what we might have seen in the past. We're going to play some games, we're going to jump in and do a bit of a game creation in the middle, and then we'll go back and play some more games at the end, but this time actually with a nice twist. We've got a couple of games, I think we've got 3 games lined up. They've actually been created by you guys in the community, so it's really cool to be able to start showing those things on stream. I'm joined as always by my my builders, so Sean, Maggie, and Adam. If you guys want to all say hello.
Hey everybody.
Hi. Hey.
Cool. Okay, it's still, every time I look in the hub now, I just see all these people kind of dancing around and playing at the start. It always feels, it's really cool. So what we'll be doing, so as I mentioned, we'll also be having some interviews as we go through the stream, so do keep an ear out for those. You get some really interesting insight from some of the indie developers who are here sort of pre-launch building some of the games you guys have been playing today. And during the creation section, we'll have an interview with our audio director, Matt Black, who is amazing, sort of an amazing musician who's managed to put together all of the music that you get throughout Crayta, kind of in the menus, and all the different sounds and soundtracks available to you in the editor as well. So definitely go ahead, make sure you stick around to check that section out. Okay, cool. So what we'll do first is we'll jump into our first game, and I think what we'll do is we'll go for a bit of a huddle for warmth.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump across and jump into that now. So if anyone watching the stream keeps an eye out, we'll get some state share beta links into chat, see if you guys can jump into our instance. If you do come and join and don't end up in ours because our sort of server fills up, then you will end up in a different one, but we can all be playing the same game together at the same time if need be. Okay, so we'll just jump in there now. Okay, so let's just get the link up on screen.
Cool. Which base camp do you want us to spawn at, Russ?
You pick. I'll come and find you in a sec. I'm just getting this code into the chat.
Cool. I'm going to go to Flat Mountain. I think that's my favorite one, near all the trees.
Okay, and there's the link there. So that should hopefully bring you guys in with me if I've managed to type that in correctly. So where'd you say, Adam? Flat Mountain?
Flat Mountain, yep. Possibly because it's the only section of the map that I've actually kind of learned by now.
Yes, this is sort of the natural area. So cool. Adam, do you want to maybe just have a quick run through and explain what this game is?
Cool, yeah. So this is Huddle for Warmth, which is one of the games created as part of the Indie Fund by the indie developers Double Blit Games, which I think was 2 guys in Canada, which kind of inspires the aesthetic of this game, I suppose. And the game is called Huddle for Warmth, which, as the name implies, is all about players sticking together to survive in this cold and harsh environment. And you have to go around and you use your pickaxe to try and destroy air cons, which have gone awry and are freezing the world. And for each one you destroy, you gain some points. You guys are running off while I'm talking. That's not. Come on.
Got to stay warm.
And for each one you get, you gain some points based on the size of the aircon or how hard it was. And where have you gone? And you can basically chain those points together, so you get a multiplier that increases for every one you destroy. So you actually get more and more score, and then you have to run back to a base camp to sort of cash in your points. And there's a little bit of a risk reward there. So if you keep running and trying to boost your score multiplier but end up dying, then obviously you lose the whole multiplier as well as all the points that you've earned.
Yeah, so it's like a sort of survival group-based survival game where you literally have to group together to stay warm. It's quite, it's one of those games that, so, me and yourself have spent a lot of time making games in Crayta the last couple of years through the development, starting to work out what the engine's capable of. I don't think I ever thought of a game like this. I think this is one of those pretty unique sort of experiences, which is, makes me really excited to see now, Crayta's in the hands of so many more people, what sort of games and game ideas we're going to start seeing appear.
Yeah, definitely. I think right from the moment that we first saw the design document for this game, we thought, hey, that is unique. That's like nothing else we've ever seen created or that we've created before. Okay. And it certainly stayed true to that.
I can see in chat someone saying I'm hiding the freeze meter, which I certainly am. So how about that? I'm just going to hide myself for a couple of minutes, and we'll just see all that UI. Okay, it's a bit of a group here. Adam, whereabouts?
Hello, I'm the guy with the purple hair. I'll squat for you. This is you, right? With the the red.
That's me. Cool.
I'll flare.
I'm sure every time we play together, you've changed. Okay.
Yeah, I need to settle on a character.
Cool. Right, I'll follow you. So if you want to lead us somewhere.
Oh, no pressure. Okay, let's go this way. In fact, let's go up the mountain.
If we get a pretty full server, we could maybe have a look at getting a kind of a heavy run or big run, whatever they're called, the kind of hard, heavy air cons.
I think they're just called hard aircon.
Just hard.
I'm not sure.
I don't know where I'm making that up from, but yeah, maybe we could have a go at swimming up the waterfall or something, maybe.
I found a tiki torch.
Ooh.
Honestly, I ran into these mountains. I don't exactly know where I'm going, but it should be fun.
Leading us to our doom.
So, I found one. So I didn't do too bad as a tour guide, right?
No, I guess not.
Nice, got some points for that. What is around here? Oh, there's some water. So I think this is the water you can swim through to find that really hard one. But there's only 4 of us, so yeah, in this game, the more people you have huddled together, like a little group of penguins, the bigger the more cold environments you can survive. And since there's only 4 of us in our little band here, we might struggle.
In our little penguin squad.
Come on, penguins.
Is that what it's called?
Really?
A squad of penguins?
I'm sure it is,
If not, it should be.
Oh, I found a base camp.
There's one here.
Where'd you go?
Just through there to the left. I'm going solo. I'm going Maverick.
Oh, there's some people around, but I can't see you, Russ. Where have you gone?
Okay, I'm back at base camp.
Come on, people. Oh, right, yeah, that's where I was.
All right. Yeah, there was an aircon just through that little cave that we all missed, but I got it by myself. Don't worry, guys.
Should we run this way?
Yeah, this guy's going. I'm going to follow this guy.
Where is he going? All right.
This is.
Oh, is that? Oh,
he's following me.
Yeah, you already ran off. Seems like this. Is it Night Walker? The outfit's called, isn't it? Night Walker.
Yeah.
That's proving quite a popular one.
Yeah, I like that one. So, I know from having been inside the editor of this game that there are massive underground caves. I've played the game probably 50 times and still have no idea how to get in them. This looks new.
Yeah, I've never seen these like kind of hanging bits of ice before.
So for anyone that asks, because we get the question a lot, how big can I make my world? This is quite a good example of the answer, really, really big.
Yes. It's one of those, it's really, really big, and it also kind of comes down to the kind of clever tricks and things you can make. So having things like this deep fog kind of makes it feel much bigger. And we've done similar games. So we did a stream, like an adventure stream where we used a kind of kind of fixed orbit camera, so it's like an isometric view, and actually having that kind of limited view, looking down at the terrain and not necessarily looking forward to the horizon, meant the world just felt massive. And even though it wasn't that big itself, we ended up almost with the camera trick was making the world feel like a huge world, which is really fun to explore. So it's not necessarily about kind of the actual how many square kilometers, but sometimes you can really introduce some nice gameplay tricks to sort of extend the world in that sense.
Hey, we found more people.
Yeah.
Yay! Come with us.
Oh, the waterfall is this way. We could have a shot at the waterfall.
I don't think there's enough of us.
Is there not?
I've only seen it done with 10 people, I think. And there's about 6 here.
Okay.
There should be a medium one if we can get up onto this bridge area above us. How do we go up here? Here's a way up. Oh, there's a little one here as well.
I'm on times
Right.
5 multiplier now. So I'm going to see how high I can get that.
Let's make this jump here.
Oh,
and then
I got blocked. Oh no, now I've fallen down. I'm by myself. Guys.
Obviously, not all of them spawn all the time. And unfortunate. Oh no, the medium one is here. I'm flaring if you can keep up with that, Russ.
Yeah, no, I'm
they
falling
I
off.
was busy flaring for you and they've already destroyed it. Alright, should we attempt the waterfall?
Here's another one. I've just flared.
Oh, I see you. I'm gonna see if the group will follow me. Hey, they are. Should we go back to the base camp here?
I'm at times 6. If we're going to attempt the waterfall, I think let's go back because I don't want to lose this high score.
So it's somewhere back along this track. Yeah, I can see the fire in the distance. There we go.
Nice.
Right, 1,000 points. How much did you get?
Oh, I'm at 950.
Ooh. Okay, right. Waterfall with this group. Let's go.
I'll be interested to see if anyone's got higher scores. Let us know in the chat if you've been playing Huddle for Warmth at all today. Let us know what you think, but also let us know what your high score's been. How many aircons did you get before you cashed in? Oh, I think I've gone wrong. Someone's followed me. I've led you to your doom. Oh, there you are.
No. I know a couple of people didn't move from the camp, so I was trying to get them to follow.
It's amazing how fast you go to like, I'm going to die. It's like, I'm by myself, I'm going to die. It's like, nope, they were just around the corner.
Just around here, you'll see the hot springs to your right and left. I'm not sure if they are actually hot. They might be a lie.
And if you
they do warm you up.
If you look down, you'll see the snow. And if you look forward, you'll see more snow.
Right, in here. So there's that waterfall, the frozen waterfall. And we've got to swim under there and then up really quick and then try and group up on the top. Ready? Good. That emote means you're ready.
There's a quick
Okay, get out the water.
Cone solo.
ASAP.
Right, I'm out. Right, group together. Where is everybody? Oh no, we've gone. Wait, you all jump back in.
Oh no, we're gonna die. We're gonna die.
Nobody else made it out.
Oh, I saw them, but they're on the other side of the pool.
They're like salmon. They're like salmon leaping out the water.
Nice.
So I was looking at chat here. So after freezing to death trying for the island, I have gone back to prop hunt. I've gone back. Prop hunt and creating has taken up my time. Yeah, prop hunt is pretty fun. I've seen that. It's been pretty full today. Got a lot of people enjoying that. I think that's one of the games it really can you can just play it over and over and over again. Like the replayability of it is huge. Oh, we're going for hard. Okay, I see how it is.
Yeah, sorry. Just thought I'd go for it. I mean, no one else suggested anything,
Have a quick warm up.
Which one's that? Is it freestyle?
No, this is the Charleston. It was in the store the other day.
Oh, I got freestyle.
Yeah, this is I guess dev privileges. I saw the store before the launch, but it'll come round. It'll come round.
Can't say that. Everyone's gonna be jealous. Okay, right.
Okay. Shall we
What's the
go?
plan?
I mean, we could try and swim.
Wait, come pick me up first. I'm all alone.
Oh, okay.
What-
Maggie, where are
have
you?
you gone?
I'm not sure. It's very cold.
Okay, that narrows it
Hot
down
food.
to huddle for warmth. Right.
That narrows it down to Maggie's going to be dead soon and just
Okay.
join us anyway.
Okay, let's go on me.
Okay.
I think there's a
Both
camp
set off flares. Hey,
pretty.
3 people are following.
There's a camp like through here pretty soon. I think.
Yeah, it can't be far because I found
Yeah.
it quite quickly earlier.
So this is back in the flat mountain direction, I think.
Yes.
Oh, but there's a camp in the middle here, isn't there? Somewhere?
Yeah, this is one like kind of floating around by itself. Yes, I can see people spawning. I think, or maybe that was an aircon.
Yes. That could have been an aircon being destroyed.
Someone was around here.
We found evidence of life. Hey, there's loads of people behind us.
Hey,
That's nice.
here's someone. Okay.
No, this is just the group that's followed us.
No, I'm pretty sure someone just came from in front of me. Ah, well, this is a dead end.
We need to find the underground caves.
I've led you all to your doom, I'm afraid.
Okay, if anyone in chat has found... Oh, Russ, come to me. I'm flaring.
Ooh.
Look what I found. It's super cold. You know how much I've been talking about finding this entrance on streams? Finally.
It almost looks like we're outside still, but I guess we are like in a proper cave here, aren't we?
It does. I'm sure there's a way to go even deeper down and it turns to rock rather than snow. Or are we just outside?
Have we gone insane? Do we know where
Have
we
I
are?
bamboozled the whole group? Ah, damn. I thought this was it.
I can see people with lights. Okay, there you
There's
are.
even more caves than I thought in this game then.
I think this might be a dead end, and I suspect there's a hard one in here that hasn't spawned.
That could be right, yeah.
So maybe that's we need to come back at later. Like,
Go
kinda
back up to
later
the
on.
tiki torch. I'll follow you.
Yeah, let's go up here, back to the surface. Oh yeah, it did get a bit brighter up here actually. So that must have been a proper cave.
I think it was just a little cave. Again, not one I've ever seen before, but
Did we find Maggie yet?
Oh, I tried leaving like a little trail of graffiti so I could find my way back. Oh, I see. Oh, wait,
Oh.
turn left. I think.
oh, there's a camp here on our left, Russ.
On
I
the
can
left?
see some people whizzing about. Yeah, if you go left, you'll see me and
Aha!
the one who just spawned.
Yay!
Yay! I decided with my tribe.
Do the jumping ritual around Maggie.
Okay, we found Maggie, but we seem to have lost half the group on the way. So
That's fine.
A worthy sacrifice.
Cool.
cool. Okay, should we go one more quick exploration?
I mean, there's another cave right here, but I don't know where it leads.
That sounds perfect. Let's go.
In fact, this could just go straight through that.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
So this
it's
is
not
where
cave.
this is where we came through earlier, and there's a aircon right here.
Oh yeah. In
Nice.
fact, there is a way somewhere from a mountain top to get down inside the mountain, but don't trust me on that because I have no idea how to get to it.
I feel like it wouldn't be a game of Huddle for Warmth if we didn't try and scale up one of the mountains.
Go for it.
Okay, tiki torch. Get your heat up. Right. What's the best way to do this? Just run up the wall until we find a slope.
Yeah.
Oh, I just saw someone's silhouette in the distance. That was kind of scary. This
Ooh,
would be
yeah.
this would be a really cool like horror game. Just having like silhouettes in the fog.
For anyone watching in chat who wants to make a game, horror game with silhouettes in fog, please.
There you go. Right, base camp.
I am so lost.
Yeah, let's have
Hey,
one.
look, there's a mountain. Should we just go up it?
Yeah, I was gonna say let's have one shot getting up this mountain.
We're near this place again.
Ah, there's always a bigger mountain.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's go.
Really? Hey, this trail
Uh,
might help. Okay, you've gone down there.
Shortcut. Making the most of that lack of fall damage.
Yeah, definitely.
So I see a question in chat. Mike Ward draws. Can you win this? Is there
Here
an
we
end goal, or go as long as you like? So this is kind of one of our examples of a drop in, drop out game. Ooh, big one. So the idea is games in Crayta have a minimum of 4 players, so you kind of can't limit it to any less than 4 players. But that doesn't mean you have to have 4 players in. You know, a server and a game will become available if you try and play a game by yourself. And this is an example of one of those games. So if I wanted to play Huddle for Warmth, I could come in and play this by myself without other players. And the objective here is really to just get the highest score as you can. And as Adam said earlier, it's kind of a risk-reward system. So the more you mine, the more the higher your multiplier gets. And then from there, once you cash in, you'll get those points. Or if you die, you'll lose all those points. It's just a case of trying to beat your own high score, basically. Okay, so if I go back, shall we jump into Crayta Sprint League?
Yeah, that sounds
I think
good.
we should go for that one next. We haven't played much of that one. In fact, first, unless you guys have already gone, let's group up. I think that would
Good
be
idea.
a
I'll
good thing to
stay
do.
here so you can send me a group request or add me
Okay.
to your group.
I don't have Sean here, so
I've only just come back after repairing some stuff.
okay.
So by all means, please sling me an invite.
Okay. Well, I've created a group there with Maggie and Adam.
Looks like I've been invited. Join. Cool.
Recently seen players. Well, I'm so used to this being like a couple of people. It's crazy to have so many names in the menus now. Okay, so we'll go play. We'll go to Crayta Sprint League.
Here I go. Kind of fun just being dragged along between games without having to do anything.
Yeah, it's quite nice, isn't it? You just sort of sit and you're along for the ride.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but does that work between worlds in games as well? So if you go into Arcade City, does it take?
I'm not.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it didn't happen to me earlier. So
Yeah, that makes sense actually.
okay. Well, we'll go for Arcade City. We'll have a little bit of run around.
On my way.
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, in fact, instead of me introducing the game, what we'll do is we'll go across to our first interview right now. So the first interview we have is lined up with the dev, so the indie dev who made this game. So I'm going to leave you guys here in chat, and I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, hi there, guys.
Yes.
Hello.
Cool. Okay, so I'm here with Nat and Johnny. So Nat, I guess I'll just hand over to you for the next bit.
Sure, yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Nat. If you've not been on the stream before, I'm the marketing director here at Unit 2. And I'm here with Johnny Warback, who is the developer from Team Cats and Bears, who made Crayta Sprint League that you can see playing at the minute. Do you want to say hi, Johnny?
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
So yeah, you're another one of our illustrious indie fund developers. Do you want to give us a little bit of background of how long you've been making games and how you got into the industry, that kind of thing?
Well, no. So I've been making games professionally for a little bit over a decade now, I think. I've worked with larger companies like Codemasters, right down to 5-10 person indie teams and my own projects as well. I got started in the industry in QA, and then managed to get seconded to a design role, and never looked back.
Nicely done. That's quite a common route, isn't it, for anybody who wants to get into games industry, especially if you want to be design. Going through QA is a really good first step in the door.
Yeah, it's a good place to cut your teeth, sort of see how games are made. It's would recommend.
But there is more to it than just playing games all day, right?
Yeah. There's also a lot of keeping track of bugs and logging them and making sure they're unfortunately there are days where you end up just bumping into the same wall all day just to make sure that you can't get out of bounds.
Lots of databases.
Yeah.
So how did you hear about our indie fund in the first place? What made you apply to be part of it?
So Unit 2's actually quite close to where I'm based personally, and so it's quite easy for me to pop pop down the road and see what was going on. I was drawn to Unit 2 initially because they made lots of commitments about accessibility and inclusivity, and that's a company I'd like to consider working for and supporting.
No, that's really cool. And what were your first impressions of Crayta once you got stuck into it? When you had your first demo?
So it was really intuitive. It's if you've used some other editing suites, you'll notice a few similarities in terms of the layout. But voxels were initially a little daunting to me. I've not really used them a huge amount, but it didn't take me too long to get to grips with voxel brushes and just start making the skyscrapers that you can see right now. Actually,
Yeah, they look very cool. And you were, like you're saying, you were interested in kind of accessibility, and you kind of made your name a little bit on the indie scene from a single button accessible game. Can you tell us a little bit about that and why you're kind of passionate about that side of things?
Yeah. So before this, I worked on an indie platformer called Bubbles the Cat, which is a single button platformer about controlling a cat who has magical bubble powers. And I wanted to see sort of how much gameplay you could get out of a single button. And I think that's one of the things that Unit 2 were quite drawn to. They were interested in my background working in accessibility. I've been inspired by charities like the absolutely brilliant Special Effects to try and make it so that games themselves can be developed with accessibility features in mind, so as many people as possible can play your games.
Yeah, we love the special effect guys here. They're just incredible. For those of you that aren't familiar, they're a UK-based charity that helps disabled gamers with all levels of disability, and they help adapt their consoles and their PCs so that they can actually play games. And we hired an accessibility consultant called Kirsty McNaught quite early on in the project, who worked very closely with Johnny. To make sure that we had all those kinds of things in place. And she's one of the people behind the eye-controlled version of Minecraft, so she really knows her stuff. How did you find working with Kirsty and kind of integrating that into Crayta Sprint League?
Absolutely brilliant. I mean, there's a feature in this where you can play the game in a single button mode, so the game will automatically steer you and run you forwards, and all you then need to do is press the jump button to time like traversing terrain or dodging obstacles. And she was absolutely instrumental in making that feature.
Yeah, for what it's worth, that's what I'm doing right now on the stream. So all I'm doing at the minute is pressing the A button to jump at the right times.
Cool. No,
it's it's really great that we were able to get a game out on Crayta that should hopefully be accessible to lots of people.
Yeah, no, that's really good. It's something that's really important to us, and we want to even get to the point where less able-bodied creators can make their own games as well and not just play. It would be an amazing way to open things up. Could one of the mods drop in the link to our accessibility stream from a few weeks ago? Because we spoke to Kirsty and one of the representatives from Special Effect, so that if you want to know a little bit more about that kind of stuff, you can have another watch back at that live stream. So tell us a little bit more about Crayta Sprint League itself. So we know it works on a single button, but tell us a bit about the concept and what inspired you to make this particular idea.
So this is a multiplayer racing / platformer / obstacle course, and your goal is to get the fastest time. And you can see in the bottom right, you've got a list of best times. So you're competing against yourself as much as you are other players. There's 2 maps in this release version. You've got the Arcade City, which we're currently in. So neon skyscrapers and perilous drops if you miss time your jumps, and the Western Frontiers map, which is a little bit more down to earth, but has a lot of variance in terms of you're going past a watering hole, you're going past canyons, you're in a mine, and there's lava and minecarts. It's all good stuff.
Yeah, it'd be good if you guys could leap into the other map when you finish this one.
Yeah, I'm just heading over now.
It's very cool.
Not too far from the ends.
Nearly there. So how did you find actually getting this up and running? So like you say, you've got quite a bit of experience making games, but this is obviously a new platform, a new sort of toolbox to play with. How did you find it?
Really straightforward. I managed to get to grips with it fairly quickly. It helps that there's quite a lot of example games available at the time, so I was able to sort of have a look at those and see how things are put together, which greatly sped the process up.
No, they're really good things for people to take a look at. Actually, I know in a lot of our streams, Russ and Adam have been kind of pulling those apart and showing you what's possible. But yeah, it's amazing for us to see what experienced devs do with those kind of templates as well.
Absolutely, they're great springboards for inspiration. So
Yeah,
if,
they really are.
if you've got Crayta and you're thinking of looking for somewhere to start, check out the example projects.
No, lots of stuff to learn from. So what would be your top tips for anybody who's new to Crayta today? Once maybe they've claimed it on Pro and they want to start making something, what would be your best lessons first off?
Getting familiar with sort of the voxel meshes and being able to sort of stamp them down really quickly is a great way to sort of start prototyping and blocking out stuff. I mean, that's how a lot of these levels were built, just by blocking stuff out and just adding more detail and refining it over time. I mean, it helps for the indie fund in particular because we were able to playtest each other's games, which certainly helped find a number of interesting exploits in some cases, but some of which you might still be able to find. So I'll be keen to see how people get on with that.
Yeah, it's interesting kind of behind the scenes thing that we've not really talked about so much actually, is that all of our indie fund developers were working at the same time, and you used to all get together on a Friday, didn't you? And you kind of had your
it's great
little
fun.
world where you all kind of like got together. Can you give us a little bit more info on that for those that haven't heard?
Well, it's much as you said. So we had Friday playtest days, so we just go in and test each other's games, give feedback, and it was super straightforward getting that all set up and playing each other's games. I mean, getting multiplayer games up and running in most game development environments is usually a challenge, but we were doing it from like the first week, I think, week or second week. It was remarkably quick.
I think now we've got State Share Beta up and running as well. Any of you guys that are coming into the game now, you can share links immediately with your friends or your followers if you've got streaming channels and things, like straight away into the thing that you're creating and get that help immediately. So yeah, take advantage of that. There's a ton of people already on Discord and on the forum that are there willing to help and wanting to collaborate. So yeah, take advice from the indies who've already had that experience. It's really worth working together on stuff. So what are you most excited about in terms of how Crayta's gonna go down?
I'm really excited to just see the sort of breadth of games that are going to be released for the platform. I mean, it sounds like you've got later on you're going to showcase some games that folks have already been working on.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Have you picked
Yeah.
some out yet, Russ?
Yeah. We've got a few bit later on that we're going to go play.
Excellent.
I'm really excited to see what people have made so quickly.
It's amazing. And do you think you're going to do some more in future? Do you want to go in and maybe make another map in Sprint League or have another go at something else?
Yeah. I'd absolutely love to return to Crayta and see what else I can make.
Cool. Well, we look forward to seeing what else you build.
Saw some really nice looking plant assets. I think Adam was playing earlier and he was making an obby, and there's some new plant assets. So I'm wondering if there's space to make some sort of cozy farm 'em up or something.
Farm 'em up. Oh, they're going to be like a jungle raid. Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing your farm 'em up. Thank you for joining us, Johnny, and lots of luck with the success of this game on Crayta. And yeah, we hope to see you again soon. Back to you,
Thanks
Russ.
for having me.
Cool. No, yeah, thank you. That's it's always a really interesting insight to sort of get to learn from the teams who've been playing Crayta. Obviously, they developed these games, so no, thank you very much. It's always a really interesting insight.
Oh wait, I was asking you. You can't
Hey
turn
guys.
Hey,
Hello.
Hi.
Cool. Okay. So I think we're kind of done. Sorry if I just came in and stamped all over whatever conversation you were having. But I think so that was So we just had our interview with Johnny. So if you guys are ready, I think we'll go ahead and start with our next game. I think we're going to jump in for a game of Zombie Tag.
Ooh.
That
Sounds
should be
exciting.
around. Yeah, I think that's one again. We haven't played too much on the stream, so be good to showcase that. So here we are. So Zombie Tag. So humans try to stay alive while the zombies chase to infect. Pretty sure we're still in a group, so you guys should get dragged across with me. I'll share us a link for this one.
Oh, I just got a new emote. I got that wizard one where you cast a spell, I think.
Oh, nice.
Did I?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
pretty
no,
cool.
it might have been the nosedive explosion one. One of those. I'll have
Okay.
like the wizard one.
So if chat are ready, here is a launch.crayta.com/558RM32A. Okay, so there's a link in chat for you guys to jump into this game. As I say, if you're not already in Crayta, you can click that link to join. If you are in, you may be able to use the code at the end. We have got one zombie, Horovat. I'm not quite sure how I'm saying that name. I really struggled with that one. Okay, and we've got a couple of the people in here already, so
Oh, more zombies.
do our best to survive.
Got Whisper. I'm pretty sure Whisper was on the coding tutorial earlier.
Oh,
Or it
maybe.
was something Whisper.
There was a Whisper already
Ooh.
infected. Oh, there's a bunch of zombies in the middle
3
over
zombies.
there. Okay, I'm going to go hide.
2 of them are on the move.
This map is great.
It is great. It's one of those maps that, again, like kind of we have a question a lot often about how big can maps be. Sometimes as well, like the games can be really interesting if the map isn't that big, but you sort of really start to fine tune and add in a lot of detail to the map. So this is one of those maps that you can kind of start to explore, and there's all these little nice touches, like a hog pizza oven, and I think this is the house. If you go upstairs.
Oh, I'm going to join you. I like that house.
Yeah, we've got. Oh, Maggie's already here. I see what you're laughing at now. We've got
The corpse of Tywin Lannister.
yeah, a kind of
Nice.
a compromised skeleton. Let's leave it at that. Okay. Oh, there's a
I
lot
do
of
like this.
people joined now, and I think they've all joined as
There's
zombies.
so many zombies.
This
What?
might be
Yeah,
the
if you join
most
partway
people.
through.
I
If you join partway through a round, then you become a zombie, I think. So that it's like,
Wow.
don't
so that
think
it's
I've
fair.
ever. I don't think I've ever played it with this many people.
Wow, that's a lot of zombies. I am now also a zombie. Sorry, guys.
Uh oh. Right, we better
But
move.
I know you were in the weird toilet.
No.
Where have you
Oh, there's a light there.
gone? Ooh. Do you know how we got like 2 different modes for the default third person?
Oh no, no. I got stuck in the corner.
I see you.
And now I'm stuck.
Ye-
There we go.
Ah, you're a zombie.
Yeah, I'm a zombie.
I really like this game in the further out third person, which you can switch to a page down on keyboard or the options button on a controller.
Yep.
Oh my god. I just need to stay alive a bit longer.
15 seconds. Where did you go, Maggie?
Probably in the subway or something.
Oh, that's a good point. I haven't checked there. We're going to run out of time.
Watch out for the bear traps.
Oh my god. 5, 4, 3, 2. I made it. Did I make it?
I think you made
I
it.
think you made it.
Yes.
Wow, nicely played, Maggie. That's a lot of zombies to avoid.
I know. Oh, I was watching all of you.
Oh, I think in the lobby we're all zombies, aren't we?
We are all
Until the
zombies,
round
yeah.
starts.
So we'll see how this goes. Okay, so if this is your first time seeing Crayta and you're kind of new to it, then Crayta is a game development or collaborative game development platform which launched on Stadia today. So it's still a really strange thing to say out loud. So it's available now to all pro members, or it is purchasable to anyone on the sort of the free version of Stadia. We've had an amazing day. You know, it's been crazy busy, but it's been such an amazing reception. So once again, thank you to everybody who has been involved in making today so amazing. If you have any questions about Crayta itself, or just about the game we're playing, or you say, oh, Crayta itself, then do make sure you ask those in chat. I've got a couple of mods standing by to do their best to answer them. So it's been a pretty busy day answering questions. So if you haven't already, do make sure you head over to our Discord channel. You can find that at crayta.com/discord, and that will take you to a place where there's a whole bunch of activity going on, channels for all sorts of different things. If you're looking for a group to play with, or just want to keep up to date with announcements, then make sure you head over there.
Found quite a good hiding
I
spot.
saw you. Hi.
You missed me. I think you missed me. I just saw the green glow. Oh no. Okay. Right. Lord, Steve, Endeavour, Adam, and Jordo.
Where are you?
Oh, 3 left. 2 left.
2 left.
We are using the same hiding spot. and I'm dancing, so it's not very subtle.
Okay, I'm not going to check the subway.
Okay. I mean, I can see if you are checking it. I'm watching your stream, but you know.
Ah, damn.
Good luck.
Oh god, there are loads of bear traps.
Yeah, those bear traps will catch you out.
Zombie traps, shouldn't they be?
That's true. Yeah, pumpkin zombie
No
trap.
bears.
Oh, this is a great hiding place. I didn't realise this was down here.
Okay, but it's not where we are, because down here definitely doesn't describe it.
Okay, I'm coming
How
back.
far- Oh my god, I see you. How do you get all the way up there?
Have you not found us yet, Russ?
No. Oh wait, I can see you dancing on the roof. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
You can get up. There's like, oh yes, we made it.
Nice. I guess you can go
So-
like come up with like the cracked bit of wall, perhaps.
Yeah, the crap bit of wall, but you have to jump onto that bed first, and then onto that little bit of wall, like the dividing
Right.
wall. Just giving away that hiding place for everyone watching the stream.
Oh, there you go. You check into a Crayta stream, you can learn some pro strats of some of our launch games. Okay, we'll go one more round of this, and I think we'll jump into our create section.
Yeah.
It is always quite funny, actually, just having everyone hang around with their pumpkin heads.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Cool, we got 3 zombies. I think it's a zombie for every 4 players or something like that at the start.
Yeah, that sounds about right, doesn't it?
I might hide in a toilet. Oh no, Maggie's listening. Maggie, I am not hiding in a toilet.
Well, I think I know where you might be. I think I'm going to come and join you.
I'm watching for you.
Okay, now I'm panicking. Is it here? Oh, yes, it is here. I can hear your music.
Yes.
It does kind of give us away.
Yeah, it does a little bit, doesn't it? It's alright. I've got a siren to warn us of zombies. Look at this. Nino, Nino,
Nice.
Nino.
I'll
Zombies.
wait here, and if you do
You're
that,
kidding.
then I'll know that someone's on the way.
And then what are you going to do? There's one way out of this place.
Yeah, that's true. Right, I'm going.
Oh my god. I love
Go.
all these bear traps.
Oh, I think I saw a zombie. Nope.
Saw something glowy and green, but I
Uh-oh.
think it might have been these ATMs.
Uh-oh, no. Where are you going?
Get out of my
Are you, Maggie?
Run.
It's all good. I'm the bait. Hey, Russ, it worked. We scared them off.
Aha.
Oh my god. I'm so close. Oh. Where are you?
You can
I see
press R2 or I think left click to do like a lunge as a zombie, which will kind of a good way
Wow.
to catch up to
you.
players.
Be near enough.
Yay, we win. Cool. Okay, right, I'm going to jump us back to the hub for a sec and then
Cool.
we'll go into creation side. So hopefully that's given everyone a bit of an idea of some of the games that Crayta has launched with. As I say, there's a whole array of different gameplay styles, kind of those infection game modes, the time trial races, the big open sort of survival game. So there's a whole lot you can play with there. Oops, looks like that fell over. I'll be back in 1 second.
I'm just running around the hub face palming everyone that I
Okay.
see.
Yeah, I'll come and join back in with you in a sec. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump into the creation side of our stream. So we're going to take our collection game. So anyone who's jumped in may have seen some of these starter games already. So we're going to take that starter game and we're going to sort of build it into our own thing. And then in about sort of 10 minutes time, we'll jump in and have a quick chat with Matt, who is our audio director. So the idea is we're going to take the collection game and make it kind of showcase off a lot of the theme packs and the different voxels and meshes and things that are available to you. at launch if you jump in and play now. Okay, so you should see that screen again. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across to the Create tab here, and then we can see across the top we have a whole list of different starter games available to us. So things like the time trial, obstacle course, target practice adventure, the team CTF. There's all sorts of ones that we can play, that we can create and then start turning into our own designs. So what I'm going to do first is go for collection game. So this is a round-based game in which players survive and collect as many pickups as they can within the round timer. So one pickup will spawn at any time, and we go ahead and kind of race to pick that up. I hadn't come up with a name for this, and everyone knows how bad I am at naming games. So let's go with theme.
Russ's awesome launch day collection.
Theme collection game.
Okay, we should definitely plan this beforehand.
We should. But when I publish this at the end, there'll be an opportunity to rename the game at that point. So if anyone in chat comes up with a better name for a launch day stream collection game, then do let me know. Maybe we'll come up with a name as we play and create this. So apply and continue. I'm going to go ahead and pick one of our default game cards, but you can use the companion website or developer tools that are available. I think that's just developer.crayta.com. You go through that and you'll find where you can upload your own images.
I've seen a suggestion for Super Collecty McCollectorson.
Super Collecty McCollectorson. Okay, well I guess if that's what we end up with, then so be it.
Other suggestions? Here we go.
Okay, cool. So, you guys are already in my group still, that's great. So as we were in the group and I've come to create this, these guys have joined in with me. So as we say, Crayta is a collaborative game development platform. So here we have our builders. Sean, are you still around? Are you able to jump in?
I'll just have to be moderating and just sort of joining with the chat.
That's fine, no problem. Cool.
Right.
So we've got Sean and Maggie here to help. So you guys just feel free to go off and do your thing. Start doing whatever you want to do. As I say, the kind of general rules are we'll just go ahead and create a world using the various theme packs. See, Adam's already busy getting on with that. So if anyone's here for the first time, you haven't seen Crayta before, what we have now is our sort of editor experience. So as you can see, it's quite similar to the play experience in that I'm still controlling my character just like I was in the previous games. So I'm still on the controller, using my Stadia controller here. This is one of two modes that Crayta has for game creation, and this is the basic mode. So I'll show you this and then I'll jump into the advanced mode a little bit later. Almost fell through that huge void that's been created.
Sorry.
So one thing you might notice is obviously things are changing around me and happening in real time. So the collaboration isn't just necessarily people collaborating on one project, but it's actual real-time collaboration. So we're in the editor together, making changes, seeing each other's changes in real time, which is a really, really amazing way to actually create games, throw games together really, really super quick. As a game jam tool, it's awesome. You get to sort of get all of that kind of stuff that normally holds people back with their initial thoughts and ideas and trying to set up projects and things. It's just literally create a game, get in together and just start throwing stuff down. So the basic mode comes with options to open up the library. So if I press Y on the controller, we'll see our library open. And from here, we can access a list, a whole bunch of our options for voxels. So we have different voxel materials here. So if I'll go ahead and sort of start doing the desert Western Frontiers area.
Cool.
Okay, so I can select some of these things down to my hotbar here. So I want some desert rock. Let's see what else we might want. A little bit of wheat. Okay, so as I press A on these to select them, you'll see that they should be appearing down in my hotbar at the bottom. Select some water. So some of them actually have kind of a color swab to pick from. So they're not just basic colors, they'll come with a couple of different options. Okay, so if I press R2, we'll go across to our meshes. So the meshes are our kind of 3D models that are available for everyone to sort of start picking up and throwing into their games. You can add scripts to these, you can add lights, you can add all sorts of different things. So these don't just necessarily act as static meshes and props that can be placed in the world. They can be kind of made with the Lua scripting to kind of come alive and fly around the map and do things when the player interacts with them, or you can have physics on them. It's a real kind of tool set of things that you can do. One quick and nice easy way to sort of filter through them when you're in the basic mode, on the controller especially, is to go across to this tags option here, press A, and then that's going to bring down a drop down of options, which various tags that you can filter the list by. If I go all the way down to the bottom and look for Western Frontiers, that's just going to give me a list of the sorts of things I'm going to want to place in this Western area. So things like cactus. We're going to get some, let's have a look here, some of these rock meshes. So I'll go for a medium rock, a slightly larger one here. Okay, maybe a wagon, and let's go for a windmill as well. Okay, so also from here we can access things like all of our effects, so our particle effects that players can use, the different sounds. So as I say, we'll have a quick chat with Matt shortly, who can talk us through a lot of these audio options that are available. Different primitives, so different lights, sounds, effects that you can place in world and then sort of assign a sound to, or triggers, which are a really useful way of adjusting and kind of creating gameplay. And then templates. So templates for players who are kind of perhaps slightly more advanced can put templates together. Maybe prefabs is a word that people might be familiar with, but the idea of a template is it's a collection of entities that are kind of put together into like a master copy that can be stamped around, and then any changes to that master template will iterate through all of those instances that are placed in the world. We have worlds, so you can create multiple worlds per game. So some of you who have played Crayta might have played things like Crayta Cooking today, and you'll notice that you end up in like a street view area at the start outside of restaurants. And when you unlock and go into a restaurant, what you're actually doing there is you're not traveling to a different game, but you're traveling to a different world within that game. So worlds are a really nice way of kind of breaking up a game into almost levels. You know, they kind of each world has its own world tree, so you can have different logic, different behavior per world. You can really start to kind of make quite large scale games in that sense. Okay, so let's close this. So I'm going to use R1 and L1 to cycle across my hotbar at the bottom. And I'm just going to hide myself again here so you can see the prompts that are on screen. But what we can see is we have a whole list of options available to basic players. So we have this brush in front of me. So if I click R2 now, that's going to stamp this block. And then if I hold L2, that's going to do a delete operation. So quite simple, kind of almost like your Minecraft style of creation. You can place blocks, but this way it's more of a brush than a block. So what I can actually do at this point is hold R2 and move, and that's going to kind of do this paint style operation where it's painting down the voxels. So you can start to build things a little bit quicker. If I press up, I can toggle that brush to get bigger, all the way up to a 4x4x4 kind of block, so make things on a slightly larger scale. Okay, we have an option to do this fill. So if I look down here, we can just see that kind of the voxels I'm selecting here have this blue highlight. So if I press R2, that's going to do like a flood fill of that face, so we can start to paint faces really quickly. If I press left on the D-pad now, that's going to undo. So we have all the options to undo things, so we always encourage players to explore, not be scared about making changes, you know, make mistakes, learn from them, undo, redo as much as you need to. We have an extrude option, which is also a really cool one. So again, if we look at a certain face, that will highlight it. And if I hold R2 and move, that's going to pull that face along. That's a really nice way of kind of quickly maybe building like the walls of a house, and then you can extrude up to pull that up. Growing a road. So this is a nice way of actually starting to really make the terrain feel a bit more dynamic and alive. So again, if I hold R2 as I move, we'll see that I'm actually now painting almost like a sculpting brush. You know, I can kind of sculpt this environment, and it starts to look a lot more natural, a little bit less blocky. And again, if I go through and hold L2, that's going to do the opposite and do almost like an erode version of it. So that kind of starts to pull it away. And again, kind of starts to make the terrain feel a little bit more natural. Okay, so an extension of this mode is our drone mode. So you may have noticed a couple of times we've had drones appear in certain things. If I look around, I may see someone on their drone. I can see a drone buzzing up in the sky there. So drones are kind of an extension of the characters into the more advanced operations. If I double tap A now, we'll see my character tap away on his pad and actually equip his drone here. Okay, so here we see I've now possessed my drone, so I'm actually separated from my character. He's busy tapping on his keypad. And now I have options to fly around the world in this view a little bit differently. Okay, so I can do all those same operations I just said. So I can do this painting operation. One thing that is actually quite useful with the drone is if I go back to this extrude option, okay, we can actually start to extrude quite high up. So whereas the player, obviously you're limited to where the player can move and jump. If I possess a drone now and hold R2 and then hold A to fly up, it's actually a quick way of pulling things up out of the sky and starting to really sort of sculpt the environment around that way. Okay, while we're in basic mode, we can also do similar for placing meshes. So I can fly around as my character or as my drone and press R2, stamp down, select a different one. Let's go for a wagon here. Okay, and if I place anything that I don't want to do, so let's say I didn't want that there, I can press B to deselect and then hold L2 to delete that entity. Okay, and one other thing we can do just quickly before I go to advanced is I can edit any of these things. So I could, if I wanted to, I could prick R2 to pick this up and move it. So instead of deleting it, I could just literally pick it up and move it, which is quite a nice way of doing it. Or if I place one of these rocks, let's say I place this here, okay, but I want this rock to lie flat. So what I can do is press X on the controller or E on a keyboard. And then I actually kind of go into this property view, which allows me to sort of circulate around this entity that I'm editing. And then I can use the options sort of up in the top corner to adjust things like the rotation, the position. I can start getting more technical, so I can hook up events for on collision, whether it's has physics enabled to it. There's a whole lot of options there that you can start doing that are slightly more advanced operations, which is a really nice bridge into the more advanced toolset of Crayta. So if you start to get familiar with these sorts of operations, then when you kind of start looking at the advanced side of things, it'll be a lot more kind of familiar to you. Okay, so if I just change the rotation here to -90, we'll see that that now lies down. And I can just move that up, press B, and there we can see I've managed to position that a bit more accurately, kind of in the orientation that I wanted. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Tab now. So on a keyboard and mouse now, so I've put my controller down and I've switched to the keyboard and mouse, and I'm actually in our advanced mode at this point. So I think while the guys finish building that off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce Matt and Nat to start doing the interview side of this, and I'll carry on building while they do their interview. So I'll join you guys in a little while. Oh, okay. It looks like Matt's not quite ready, so I think we'll do that once he's available. So what I'll do is I'll carry on building in here, and go from there. So cool. Oh no, I think he's just arrived. Right. Okay. I'll leave you guys and I'll jump in with Matt. Okay. Hi, Matt. Can you hear me?
Yeah. How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. So did you want to just introduce yourself to the stream and just sort of let everyone know what it is you do day in, day out at Unit 2 Games?
Yeah. So my name's Matt. Hang on, I'm just going to... Sorry, I can just hear us. So hi, I'm Matt. I'm audio director at Unit 2, and my job is basically sort of everything audio shaped kind of comes from me, essentially. So in terms of Crayta, we're talking, that's like all the sounds that are there, all of the emotes, all of the drone music, of course, all the music, all of that stuff is created in house, and then implemented by myself, and then put into the games, and then people can get in there and use it in whatever way they want to quite a large extent.
Cool. Okay. Sorry, I don't know. Nat, did you want to sort of take over or?
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I was distracted, and now
That's
I'm joined.
okay. I just thrust that upon you.
Matt's appeared out of nowhere. Thank you for joining us, Matt. There's been a ton of chatter in the live streams the last few weeks. Everybody really excited about the music, the audio, and stuff in the game. So we thought it'd be great to get you on and tell people a little bit about you.
Cool.
Exciting day, huh?
Yeah, and it's been crazy. It's just yeah, it's been amazing just sort of seeing it appear, seeing the game appear, and then seeing games within it appear at the same time.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly people have built stuff. It's so cool.
It's been very exciting.
So I thought we'd give people a little bit of background, because you've been doing this audio in games thing for quite a while, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I started, I think, in 2002, back at a company called Blitz Games. I started as a junior audio designer there. I think my role was primarily sort of writing music, really. So started on a game called Zapper. That was actually my first game, and then worked on like a bunch of SpongeBob games and Nickelodeon licensed kids games, and basically everything that sort of went out of Blitz came through myself, and then we built up an audio team, and yeah, so that's where it all started.
So yeah, we know each other from Blitz days as well, don't we?
Yes,
Back to that time. Some of the really cool stuff I wanted to flag up though. So we mentioned this on the stream to some people that were praising your music the other day, but you were BAFTA nominated, weren't you, for one of the games?
Well, yeah, it's a bit. I mean, it was the game called Reservoir Dogs, which was based on the film, and so we were BAFTA nominated for that, which is it's a slightly funny one because the music from the film was essentially the licensed music. So the music from the game was essentially the licensed music from the film. So it's but I kind of like to think that the way we presented it was the thing that got us the
Absolutely.
BAFTA nomination.
The BAFTA nomination with your name on it. Take it, man.
Yeah.
And the other really cool one, it's kind of, I suppose, in a similar vein to Reservoir Dogs, was Dead to Rights, and you had a pretty cool recording moment for that game.
Yeah, so that was Blitz had a sort of a side bit called Volatile, where we could do sort of more, I suppose, well, less kids games in a way. And Volatile, we had Dead to Rights, and we had quite decent budget for it. And with that, we had an orchestral recording done in Abbey Road Studios, and we actually recorded like a string section and then a brass section in separate sessions, so we could use them in different ways throughout the score. And it was done in Studio 2, which is like the room where they've got the piano, where Paul McCartney played, sort of countless Beatles tunes on it. So it's quite a sort of for someone like myself who's a big Beatles fan, to be down in Abbey Road was quite amazing. And then not only that, you've got these amazing players, and they're sight reading this stuff, which is quite complicated, really, quite complicated music, and they sight read it and play it perfectly straight off. So the whole thing was an amazing experience to go through. Yeah.
Well, because you've name dropped Paul McCartney, I'm gonna get you to tell everybody on the stream your personal Paul McCartney story.
That wasn't necessarily a deliberate name drop.
It was a perfect segue, Matt. Tell us the story.
So I went to university in Liverpool. It was a place called LIPA, and it's still running, and I'm not that old. And part of it was basically it was the school that I think Paul McCartney and I think George Harrison both went to, like a primary school, and then it got converted into this performing arts university. And because Paul McCartney was the sort of lead patron of it, he got involved with some of the projects at the school. And I was there during the first year, the first intake of students, and we had a songwriting project, and there was 12 of us picked from the music route. And quite luckily, I guess, like at the end of our songwriting project, Paul McCartney came in and basically like did a tutorial with us on the songs that we'd written. and like I had my lyrics all like printed out, and he like underlined my spelling mistakes on the lyrics. But yeah, so that's my Paul McCartney story.
Paul McCartney corrected your typos. Is that your claim to?
Yeah, he didn't sign it. He had just underlined it. If
Oh,
he'd
good
signed
for
it, I could have sold it to someone. But
Yeah. Oh, well. So the other thing I've always found fun over the years working with you is not just the kind of amazing music and all the sound effects and stuff, but it's the Foley recording. So do you want to explain to people what Foley recording is first of all for those?
yeah, so Foley is creating sound for sort of movement. It doesn't really matter what it is, but traditionally, if you're doing like radio plays, someone will be a Foley artist, and they'll have like a Foley pit with a load of different surfaces to walk on. So as the character in the radio play appears, and they're like walking through a field, there'll be the Foley artist, with shoes, pretending to walk on the field, and then that's a very like sort of basic example. But then in films, you'll have people recording Foley for fights and for combat, and I think the example that you're referring to is a zombie game we did called Possession, which unfortunately never really got released. But we had a lot of quite gruesome sounds needed for it, and it's kind of a traditional approach, but you essentially buy melons and hard fruit essentially, and attack it with hammers, and that's what we did.
The most entertaining days in the life of an audio director.
Yeah, slightly. There's been some slightly, you do find yourself recording yourself in slightly weird situations.
So coming to Crayta for a minute. So yeah, you started saying to Russ a minute ago kind of how you approach that, but how do you come up with kind of so this is a game that it's a game about making games, so it doesn't have a core thing in itself. You're not like writing a soundtrack for a game that has like a linear flow or an exploration or a story mode or whatever. So how do you go about coming up with kind of styles and approaches that people can apply to all different sorts of games?
Yeah, it's an interesting question because, like you say, you don't really know what they're going to do or how they're going to use the stuff that you create. But it's my approach has been to sort of link a lot of the audio stuff with the art packs that get created by Lucy and her team. So, for example, we're looking at what the guys are creating here. We know that there's going to be like sort of a magic castle sort of bunch of assets, so that we have to create some magic castle music to go with those. And then it's kind of thinking, oh well, there's the magic castle theme, but we want action music maybe, or like exploration music, or maybe somewhere in the middle, so that you've kind of hopefully catered for a few different scenarios that might happen within that theme. But then you've also got like just more generic stuff, and there is outside of the themed music stuff, there's kind of like 80s like cop TV shows. There's quite a lot of retro gaming stuff, like there's some 8-bit sort of music, and there's some horror bits and bobs, and as we go on, there'll be lots of other different bits of music that are going to sort of populate their way into the game.
So what are your favorites so far?
That is a really difficult question. It's mostly the most recent one, to be honest with you, whatever the most recent one, and the most recent one isn't out yet. But
your last album kind of idea.
Sorry, what? I missed that.
To say you're only as good as your last album.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I like there's some of the Western stuff that's quite sort of laid back and easygoing. That's quite the Wild West stuff. That's quite nice. It's kind of got nice bits of slide guitar on. I quite like some of that.
And can you give us any sneak peeks of things you're working on at the minute?
I don't know if I can actually. No, it's some exciting music, and then there's going to be some less exciting music. That's probably as much as I can say about it.
That's fair enough. We're going to have some more stuff coming out later this week, for those of you watching, about some of the stuff that might be coming later in the year. So yeah, we'll have to get Matt back on again another time and tell us about some of the later stuff. So
Yes.
Ross, I think you guys are going to actually now apply some of Matt's things into the game you're just building.
Yeah, that was good timing actually. So we've just had a quick preview. So I think, Matt, we've got a kind of western area, we've got a
Cool.
jungle area, we've got an arcade city area, and then I'm not quite sure what happened to my castle. I think someone's removed it and replaced it with a bunch of meat. So what's your best, maybe like almost like a horror sound, maybe, I imagine.
The meat horror. So I was thinking, where do you want to start?
I'm easy. I'm in desert at the minute, so if we go Western Frontiers.
So Western Frontiers. So I was thinking, there's I think for each of them we'll try and get some music and maybe some ambience to play. So for the music, there's it's called Western Sunset Acoustic Slide.
Western Sunset Acoustic Slide 01. Yep, not the alternative version, not the old.
They're both. Let's do 01. I can't quite remember what the old one is. And then drop that in there. I was going to say there should be a good tutorial on the audio that's coming up soon that Andy Sargent's done, and that kind of covers.
Yeah, actually, can the mods share some links to those, please? I think those videos are live now, the audio ones.
Covers some of what we're going to do in a bit more detail, but obviously there, Russ, is like dropping down the audio emitter, and you can see the sphere where it's going to play from, and because it's music, we want this to play 2D, so it will play 2D when you enter the sphere rather than it coming from a 3D perspective, which would mean it would play directionally. So I was thinking that bit of music and maybe the cicadas day insects could possibly drop in there as well.
Okay.
So where do you get things like cicada sound effects? Did you have to go on an all expenses paid trip to where and record them on your phone?
I'm not sure if Unit 2 would be up for that, but next time I am well up for that. No, well, actually, this is partly recorded from when myself and my wife were on honeymoon in Tanzania, and I had a portable recorder with me, and we were like staying in a tent, and I recorded some of the night ambience.
No way! I was actually expecting you to kind of go, "Oh no, they came from a library."
But generally, like it's not very easy to do that. So ordinarily, sort of things like that, you would get them from a nice sound library.
Do you find yourself being aware of kind of ambient noises a lot and sort of capturing things when you're out and about? When we're not in lockdown, obviously.
Well, actually, in lockdown, it's been really well. I say really nice, but like during the start of lockdown, when there was fewer cars on the road, it was brilliant because there was no aeroplanes. I live really reasonably near the motorway, and you couldn't hear any car noise. It was great. So that's kind of for that one. And I was thinking maybe for the Magic Castle.
Yeah, I think Magic Castle turned Horrorland, I think is what we've ended up with.
Well,
we could still play Magic Castle music. We could bring it back.
There's some. We could stick some. Let's put the ambience in first, and let's have some distant thunder. That might be quite interesting. And then I think there is a horror piece of music, which conveniently just has horror in the title. And I think we'll aim to go for the same the same method of triggering the music and the ambience in so much that they're like a 2D sound triggered in that area. Another nice thing you can do once you've got that sort of overall bed of an ambience and maybe a music is then you can drop in smaller kind of sound emitters that could be positional, either linked to an effect or there could be like in the tutorial that I don't think is up yet. Andy does a nice thing when he places like the sound of dogs kind of like hidden somewhere behind an iron fence or something.
So would you always suggest that the people, if they're introducing audio into the games they're making, would you suggest that they start with the kind of ambient stuff first, or The music first?
I think it really just depends what you want to do with it, but I think I like it establishing like a bed of an ambience, and then maybe some spot effects around it, and then once you've kind of got the sound side, maybe start to introduce the music there, because often it needs a bit of balancing sound wise, because you don't know, you might have to lower the volume of the music or up the volume of certain sound effects here and there.
So someone in the chat claiming to be Harry Kane, I don't know whether this is true or not, he says he's made a football game called Dribble Dribble. I want the ability to have it cheer when a football goes into the goal. Can he do that in Crayta?
There are cheer crowd noises. I think exactly how you do it when it goes into the goal is more of a question for Russ, because that touches on the scripting side more than just the audio side.
Yeah, I mean it'd be really simple. You could have an event on like a trigger box inside the goal, and then when the football or the template or whatever it is goes inside the goal, you could have it play a sound. I believe we may have done that. So if you check our previous streams, we've done our Lua masterclass that we did. It's quite an old one, but we made a football game, and I believe we played a sound when the goal was scored. If not, it's just a case of doing a self-get entity play sound, and you have the sound as a property that you can pick. So yeah, pretty straightforward. A couple of lines of code.
Nice. Where are we? And then the jungle pack.
Jungle, yeah.
Jungle. What have I got for this? I was thinking just the jungle ambience for its ambient sound, and then there's something called Jungle Pack Cave Exploration music.
Okay, so I've dropped the ambience in.
Nice.
Was this another holiday capture, this one, or was this?
No, I think that this one might be taken from the library itself.
Okay.
Yeah, within Crayta, there are quite a lot of sounds that have been made by myself, like by actual things. There is a lot of the horror sounds. There's like quite a lot of piano scrapes, which is the piano in my house. And there's a microwave. A lot of the sort of domestic style sounds are just recorded in my kitchen. Right, where are we up to?
Okay, so that's those two setups. So Arcade City, unless you had more jungle.
No, that's it for the jungle.
Okay.
And then Arcade City, I guess for the ambience, it's just that there's that classic future city ambience thing we can stick in there. And then we can stick, what's a good Arcade City one? Maybe one of the Jailbreak Explorers. They're quite sort of nice and moody for sort of walking around a city.
Jailbreak Explore.
Yeah.
O2.
Yeah, let's go with the O2. Why not?
Okay. Oh yeah, it's almost got like a bit of a, imagine like a cyberpunky feel to it almost. It's
kind of like a slightly stealthy sort of thing, I think.
Cool. Okay. So that sets up our 4 areas. So I think we might be ready for a preview. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll just jump in there. So are you all done, Nat? Was there any more questions you had for Matt before we did a quick preview?
No. What you guys have created. Thanks for joining us, Matt.
Cool. Thanks very much for chatting to me, Nat. I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Cheers, Matt. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Russ. Bye.
Preview this.
Cool. Okay, guys, I'm back in now. So we're going to do a quick preview. So what might help is if you guys don't say too much at the minute, and it will just let the audio play through, so it doesn't cut out when we talk. What has this become?
Don't go in that corner. I mean, do, but you know. Your character just looks like passively shocked. It's like, what? What am I looking at?
Okay, cool. Okay, well, hopefully that's given you a bit of a taste of some of the different soundtracks and the way that you can use the sort of in world. You know, again, no coding involved there, but we can just kind of position sounds and pull in the ranges and change a few properties. And so really handy tips there from Matt. Really interesting insight, but actually going in and kind of adding an ambient sound over the top of music is a really nice way to make the games feel more alive. So cool. Okay, well, I think what we will do is we'll probably leave this one for now and not necessarily publish that one. But why don't we jump in and just go back to playing some more games?
Cool. But this one was so good.
I mean, I can publish it if you guys are happy to publish it.
I mean, you know,
It's up to
good
you.
is subjective, but
Yeah.
it is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh well, if you've convinced me. So if you guys want to drop back to the hub, we'll publish this one and let some of the guys come in and play that. Actually,
Yeah.
I do need to publish it, don't I, to get the new name that I was given.
Oh, that is true.
Oh,
Yeah.
So do we go to the hub because it says, "Do you want to leave the group?"
Yes. Yeah. If you leave the group, jump back to the hub, and we'll just set the group up again. Okay. So once all the other players have left, I should be able to publish this. Okay. Okay. So publishing is super quick. Once we're happy with the game and we've made it, and we know it's kind of in a state that we want other players to play it, all we need to do is go to the game card, either stay in game, and if everyone else quits, because you can't publish while other players are editing, but if you're in there yourself, you're fine. Otherwise, if you've quit, you just need to wait a few minutes for the game to close in the background, and then it should be available. So if you ever go to publish and it's grey, either make sure you're by yourself or that no one is in there and the game has had a few minutes to close. So what was, Adam, can you remember what the suggestion was? Was it collection?
It was like McCollectory.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of hybrid my own. I'm just going to go for collection McCollector face.
Probably.
Collection McCollector game. How about that? That keeps it a bit more on point. Okay, so it's a bit of a mismatch. It's a bit of a throwing together ideas. Nothing super amazing. Let's go for built on stream. Enjoy. Okay, cool. So I can stick with that. I'm kind of happy to stick with the game. Obviously, here we have some information that you can upload custom artwork for your game at https://create.crayta.com, and then that's where you can kind of upload your own custom game names. Available tags, so you can kind of make it discoverable and filterable by various tags. So I think this is probably one that's definitely atmospheric.
It was Super Collecty McCollectorson, if you did want the exact name.
I think we'll go with this. It's inspired the name that we ended up with.
Okay.
Let's go with this pretty it's a short one. And it's got jungle and arcade in it. Let's go with that. Okay, so I hit continue and I hit publish, and then that's going to become a game that's available on the play page for people to come in and play. So anyone who's watching the stream now, that should be available now for you to go and jump into. I think we'll maybe jump in for a couple of rounds just to show that off. So recently updated collection collector game.
Cool.
Okay.
That sounds like a good game to play.
And what I'll do is, using the power of state share beta, I shall put that in chat. So that's 975 EHCZS. again. 975 PHCZS. Okay, so there's your link in chat. So hopefully that will go ahead. I got myself back in now.
Are you sure, Russ?
Maybe 975 PHCZS. That should be the linked. Okay, so the link's there and available. It should be an active game also. I can see Adam's here playing.
I think this one's more of an environmental showcase
Yeah,
than
so I think it's
a game.
come and enjoy the music
And the meat corner.
and the meat corner.
I mean, Maggie was helping on the creation of this one, so you couldn't expect any less, really. If you want something less meaty, the jungle corner's pretty nice. Oh, you made a good like little western area with a muddy pond.
Yeah,
And then there's
went for
the arcade.
water.
The arcade city corner's got some moving platforms as well, which were just using the rotate and move script and a couple of parameters, so that was quite easy to do.
Oh, I'll go and jump on one of those.
They're quick though.
Do they
Gotta get to them.
Do they take you anywhere? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we put any
There's
collectibles up here?
Yeah, 6 or 7 possible spawns are up there, I think.
Ooh, nice. I see a few people from the stream, I guess, are joining in. So we've got Bros, Pure D, Dr. No. So welcome to my game. Playing live on stream.
What's it called? Super Collecting Collectibles.
Something along those lines.
The most memorable of names.
Yes. Yeah.
I can't see the collectible now.
Did you put any collectibles in this?
There are
record?
some. Yeah.
Really?
Are scattered around. Gonna be a one.
There's only one active at a time, so it's definitely tricky.
Ah, I see. Okay. So that
I think you can make more active at a time if you want, but that's how it is by default.
Yeah, I think it would be a fairly simple code change or even a property change perhaps to get it to happen. Right, let's go for one more round. Let's take this seriously. Winner takes all. Let's find these collectibles.
we are taking this seriously. If you go stand in the fiery bit, it looks really badass and like the smoke and the fire and everything all around.
Yeah,
It's
that's what he
awesome.
meant by
I love
take
how-
it seriously.
I love how good my screen looks right now.
It does look pretty like hellscapey, and it
Like,
definitely suits the
you
music
stand
that
right
Matt picked.
I'm just enjoying this.
Where's the collectible?
Chaos. Okay, where is the collectible? Oh, you've already found one. There's another one.
Damn.
Right.
Gonna be
Hey.
a draw at this rate unless we can find one more.
One of us might commit to go up the tower, maybe if it's up there. Oh, I missed the ramp.
Is it up there?
I don't know. I missed the ramp to get up there. So, oh no, there's one over there. It's a 3-way tie for first with one collectible. Okay,
Ooh.
cool. Right. Well, I'm just going to quickly jump back to the hub out of that. But as you say, so that was a pretty quick, simple game. Obviously, we didn't spend a whole bunch of time making that, but still, we got something together gameplay wise and a sort of fairly interesting environment. So it just goes to show how quickly you can start to throw these sorts of games and these things together. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to jump into our next game, which will be, we'll have a game of Outlaw, which we can actually jump into via the screens here. What I'm going to do, I'm quickly invite you guys back into a group if we're not in a group still.
I've just gone to Outlaw.
You've just gone to Outlaw. Okay,
Yep.
Tell you what then, I'll jump in. Maggie, do you want to jump into Outlaw as well? We'll see if we just end up in
Sure.
the same game. And then I'll create a link in chat for everyone to come and join in. And actually, what we'll do while we are sorting out jumping into Outlaw, we can have our next interview, which is with the indie developer who created this. So I'll leave you guys again and jump over there.
Cool. See you in a bit.
Maggie, jump into. Okay, I gave you guys a little bit more warning that time, so hopefully we're all ready. So Nat, over to you.
Yeah, hi. So you're probably all sick to death of hearing from me tonight, but I've got another one of our amazing indie devs here to talk about some of the games they made. So Neil, do you want to say hi?
Yeah, hi.
I'm Neil, co-founder and director of Viewpoint Games. Got over 20 years experience in making various games and different games companies, including DJ Hero, Guitar Hero, and Outlaw.
Oh yeah, I forgot about your DJ Hero, Guitar Hero stuff. We should have had you on with Matt a few minutes ago. You could have talked music.
I was listening. It was yeah, it was quite insightful.
That's very cool. So yeah, you made 2 games for us via the Indie Fund. So Outlaw is the one that we're about to start playing. Can you give us a little bit of a background on that one?
Yeah, so it's a Wild West. It's using the Wild West pack, which Matt really likes. So it's a stealthy kind of shooting game where you choose either to be an outlaw or a civilian. The outlaws have to eliminate all the civilians, and the civilians have to get rid of all the outlaws. But the twist is you don't know who's on whose side until they actually present themselves to each other. So it's a bit of a mystery at the beginning of the game as to whose role is who, really.
And what inspired you to come up with that one?
So we were talking to Unit 2 with you guys and knocking around a few different ideas. We had a look at Gary's mod as well, and Murder kind of particularly stood out on Gary's mod. So it was something that we wanted to take the essence of, but make it our own and bring it into Crayta. So it kind of developed from there, really.
Cool. And how did you find Crayta when you first had your demo? Because a bit like Johnny, you're sort of fairly local to us, aren't you, geographically? So when you kind of came up to the office and had a bit of a play, what were your first thoughts about Crayta?
Yeah, it was interesting. It was a little bit of a learning curve just to get in there and actually do what you wanted to do. But it was great to be able to build stuff quite quickly and just have fun playing around with it. So I think once we kind of saw the product in person and we went back and started chatting about different ideas, they just kind of fell out quite quickly, really. So that's definitely a testament to Crayta more than anything else.
And how did you find it when you actually started trying to put the game together? Because kind of having great ideas is one thing, but then sort of actually prototyping them and getting them to work, how did you find that process?
It was like I say, it was easy. Outlaw was actually easier to get stuff in and get it up and running. The basics for the rule set was it was very set in stone, so we knew what we had to do. So we actually got the game up and running very quickly. I'd say within days or at least a week or so, we had the crux of the game, and then it was all about just kind of polishing and refining and playtesting and making it really fun to play, really.
And Johnny was talking earlier. I don't know whether you heard him about your kind of Friday afternoon play sessions with all the other indies. How did you find the sort of collaboration with everybody?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, it was brilliant to be able to talk to people that's like-minded and also working in the same product, but also see what they're making as well. Because you're quite isolated when you're doing your own stuff, your own work. So it was great to be able to kind of see everyone else and chat about their products as well, but also just share ideas and share any problems that you may have had as well. It was really invaluable to be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked a lot about the collaboration and kind of people helping each other and seeking inspiration from each other. But I think that idea, what you just said about kind of playing other people's games as well, I think when you have a clear vision for something that you want to make, it's very easy to just get really blinkered and only think about your game. But I think if you're someone that's picking up creative the first time and you want to have a go at making something, don't just get bogged down in what you're making. Make sure you look at what everybody else is doing.
Oh, definitely.
Because, yeah, I mean, like people, even just amongst our indie fund, you guys have done all kinds of amazing, kind of unexpected things. So, I can only imagine what people are going to start doing now. And now the world's in it. So yeah, make sure you listen to and look at what everybody else is doing.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just about to say, I think that's probably one of the best things about Crayta is, looking to see what other people have done and taking inspiration from that.
Yeah, so did you guys work with any of the kind of the template areas or the kind of example games and kind of pull those apart, or did you find your own way with the tools yourself?
It was a bit of both, really. It was good to look at the templates. We came into this, the same as everyone else is, really, completely new to it. So having a look at the templates, having a look at the YouTube videos as well. There was one particular one that Adam and Russ did quite early on, that was really useful. It was just setting up a basic game with logic, and that kind of really elevated us forwards quite quickly, really. So that was useful. But also just being able to ask other people, how do you do this, or what's the best way to do whatever it is. I think just being able to have people who know and are on hand to help out, really. I think that's great, really.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's going to. I mean, obviously, you guys had access to the dev team, which is sort of the best kind of teaching. But there's already a lot of people in Discord. Some of the devs, but also other people that have had a little bit of early access as well. So there's always going to be a ton of people to talk to and get inspiration from. Could one of the mods drop in the links to the tutorials area, because we've got a lot of advice and stuff there, and as you said, kind of a lot of go back through our old streams and things as well, because we've got a lot of really, really useful stuff there that people can get inspiration from. So what would your number one top tip be for someone that's never made a game before, picked up Crayta today with their pro subscription, want to make something really cool? Where would you tell them to start?
I think, well, first thing is just to dive in and try it out. I think that's the first thing. There's lots in there. You can just play about with what you want to do, and use the templates and the examples that are there. But soon, at some point you'll want to do your own thing, by nature, really. And Crayta's good in that it uses Lua and JavaScript and CSS. So you if you really want to do something that is unique and your own, you kind of need to know a little bit about that. So brush up on those things. There's lots of tutorials, lots of documentation out there. Have a look at all that if you really want to dive in and get the best out of Crayta.
Cool. And we've talked a lot about Outlaw, but do you want to quickly tell us about the other game that you made?
Yeah, sure. So the other game's called On the Run. So it's kind of a mix of genres, in that you basically choose whether you're a cop or a criminal. You have to get out of jail, and basically it's up to you what you want to do. You can find all the money on the islands. The area's split into different islands. You can find the puzzles, lots of puzzles, hidden puzzles around. Or you can just run about and have fun, really. So if you're a cop, you're trying to catch the criminals. If you're criminals, you're just basically trying to make as much money as possible, really.
Fair enough.
It's a bit more fun, a bit more open world than Outlaw, which is does have a very strict rule set. But it's still great to get in there and have a go, especially when there's lots of people in there.
Yeah, well, now the servers are nice and busy. It's a good opportunity to give them a go. So do you think you will do some more in future? You've made two sort of fairly different games in kind of style and feel. Do you think you might have another go at something else in Crayta, or maybe even add to the games you've already made?
Oh yes, definitely. I think for me, I'd love to see what other people come up with, and hopefully that will inspire us to create more as well. So yeah, watch the space. You never know.
Excellent. You heard it here first, people. More Viewpoint Games coming to Crayta. All right, cool. Well, we will hand back to Russ. Thank you very much for joining us, Neil, and giving up some of your evening. And we wish you luck with this game on Crayta.
No worries. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, thank you very much. As always, it's a really interesting insight. And I got around there as the Outlaw and didn't do very well. But yeah, it was good fun. So cheers. Thank you very much. Okay, back in with you guys. I was half expecting to be screaming and shouting going on as I jumped in. So I think we'll finish this round. And then what we'll probably do is jump over to start having a look at some of the games that you guys in the community have been making today.
Yeah. Let's do that. But first.
Okay. There was one round in there, Adam. I don't know if you noticed, but you shot me when I wasn't the outlaw.
I did a naughty, and I got told off. And my gun was lost.
I tried to pull out my weapon to prove that I was a vigilante, but it just happened to be the same weapon as the outlaw. So I was like, oh no.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, you were making swinging noises and looking a bit shady, so I just shot you anyway, for fun. But yeah, I lost my gun for that, and then I got killed.
And then you got killed
anyway.
instantly. Yeah, I saw that on the sort of Western CCTV. I can hear swinging noises in the saloon. Oh yeah. Oh, there's a scrap going on in there. Oh, yeah, it was the Vigilante beating the Outlaw. Okay, cool. So what we'll do now is we're just going to jump in and play some of the games that we've seen on stream. Also, some of the games that you guys have been making in the community that you put forward on Discord for us to have a look at. So the first one we're going to go into, Adam, I don't know if you're available to grab that link and share it.
Yep, that's going to get shared in chat right now.
Okay. And if I can just find... So once people jump in there, we should be able to come in with them.
Did you want to group up again so that you can drag us between these games?
That's a good point. Let's do that.
Are you still in Outlaw?
I am in Outlaw, yes.
Okay, yeah. Group up with us. Probably the best thing to do. Ooh, Russ has invited me to play.
Yeah.
I'd accept that, turn around and get murdered by a spade.
Nice. Okay. So active games. Just trying to remind myself which was the first one on this list here.
I think it was like target practice deathmatch or
target
something.
practice deathmatch. That makes sense. Hit the target deathmatch.
That's the one.
That's the one. Okay, so I'm jumping in there now, so that should drag you with me.
Mm-hmm. Here I go.
Okay, so this is a really interesting game. So it's just us two in here at the moment. Maggie, you should maybe come with us soon, if that all works out. But this is a really interesting approach to game creation. There, we've kind of got a combination of two different game modes here. So we've got our target practice game mode, which is kind of the run around, shoot the targets, combined with a sort of deathmatch. So the guns are actually kind of hostile to each other. So you find these various items to shoot them to make your score go up. And then once they disappear, obviously you need to go find some more. I think, is it minus 200 points if you get killed?
I think that's correct, yeah. Although we've got the Cloud Gaming Extreme channel themselves who made this game in the chat right now, so they can just correct us if we're wrong.
Yes, yeah. I think that the more interesting the item, the more points it's worth.
Yeah, I know the big colourful flags are worth a bit more.
I shot the bell and died. Is that a thing?
The bell?
There's a bell in the tunnel and instantly killed me. I don't know.
There's like landmines, and if you shoot them, they explode. Just die. There you go.
Okay, shoot the landmine.
Oh, what? Oh, landmine.
Landmine combined with the jungle bush is pretty good. Pretty good way to hide them.
Yeah, a bit mean, I'd say.
It's pretty mean, but... So this is, as I say, this is an example of one of the games that's been created today by a member of the community. So it's always amazing to see how quickly you guys can throw these games together. That'll teach you to shoot me. I just ran on one as I said that. I've not seen Captain Flu yet. Captain Flu appears to have jumped into our game.
Oh, there's a fire extinguisher that you can shoot as well. Gone now. No one else can have it.
There's a lot of points available here along this back wall.
So the bell. Oh, what? The bell does literally just kill you.
It does, doesn't it?
Is it like it?
Is it to all the bells?
Ricochets the bullet back or something?
Yep. No, I think any time you shoot a bell, it will kill you. So avoid the bells.
Oh, hello. Who's this? Is this Captain Flu? It is.
I can shoot the aerial.
The tunnels where you spawn along the sides are a bit mean. They're just full of landmines.
Yeah, you've got to really keep your eye out for them.
Are the blimps worth anything? No. What?
It just fell out of the sky.
This is new. If you shoot the blimps, they gain physics.
Nice.
Oh, and this one's got flags. Okay,
Oh,
that is cool.
And the flags are worth like a lot of points.
Yeah, these ones are worth a lot. That is pretty cool and unexpected. See, that's the sort of thing we mean when we're like crazy, wacky ideas that we just haven't thought of.
Yeah, blimps that fall out the sky when you shoot them, and bells that instantly eliminate the players, and yeah, we're just scratching the surface of people's creativity. It's awesome.
Right, I think I saw you, Russ. I did. You're going down. Just like these blimps.
Going down like a giant blimp.
It makes sense though. If you shoot a blimp, it probably would fall out the sky.
Yeah, it probably would. I'm not sure it would quite bounce around the way it does, but it definitely would fall.
No.
Fire extinguisher. Oh, that's worth a fair amount of points, I think. Okay, got a minute left. See if I can catch you. Probably not, but...
Ooh, the dinosaur skull's worth points. Oh, they're not. Do they have physics?
Oh, I am catching up to you.
No.
Okay, 45 seconds left, and I've just taken the lead.
I'm getting shot. I'd rather not.
If everyone could just gang up on Adam now, that'd be great. Oh,
Ooh,
landmine.
I just overtook.
Yeah, I just landmined myself.
You are dead, Dragonhawk.
What if you shoot the landmines?
I think they
Ooh.
blow up.
And you...
Is that
I
correct?
don't know if you get points, though. 20 seconds
No, I
left.
don't think so. I think you can shoot them when they're near other people.
Oh,
I'm not sure if
landmine.
that will do damage, actually.
I think one thing that, I guess this is
Yes!
sort of general bit of feedback, but yeah, a bit of music going on. Say Matt Black's massive library of music there would be amazing to sort of explore and start adding to that. But no, that's a really, really fun, really interesting concept. I'm really impressed by the combination of different theme sort of starter games we've got in there. That's great stuff. Okay, so next on the list was what was this one called? Trench Warfare.
It's Trench Warfare.
Okay,
Link is now in the chat.
excellent. I'll see if there's one already active.
I'll just let you do it, actually. Minimum effort for me.
Nice.
You can drag me through. Yeah, it is called Trench Warfare.
Trench Warfare there, so that's on a game I've recently played. Okay.
By Brian Chappell of the Nerf Report YouTube channel.
Cool. Okay, but yeah,
who I did an interview with.
Cloud Gaming X. As I say, that was a great game. So yeah, sorry, this was the Nerf Report. This game. So
That's
I think
great,
you've played this a little bit. Do you want to just give us a little bit of background as to what you've seen of this one so far?
I haven't.
Oh, okay. No, this is new. Fair enough.
Oh wow.
So this one
This is like Battlefield.
I think this is like a slightly more realistic. It's supposed to be, as the game says, trench warfare. And if we just stay quiet, we should hear the game audio. So you should hear like planes overhead and that sort of ambience. So very
is it?
trench warfare-y. Whoa, okay, you came out of nowhere. Oh, it's gun game, I think. I think it's...
Oh, nice.
So I've just switched from shotgun to gun. So the idea of gun game is each time you get a kill, you will progress to the next weapon. Really nice use of smoke. Sort of the spotlights look really cool. It's very, very World War One. This is great, as a showpiece for kind of creating a really kind of interesting and realistic looking environment. This is really cool.
I'm loving this, and it's got like the searchlights as well. That was the one thing I knew about this game, actually, that I had those searchlights because he asked me about that one.
Right.
It's got this little bridge across the trench. Oh, have you seen the crashed plane?
I haven't. I'm
That is a good use of fire and smoke effects.
trying to find a way. Is there a way to like get up into, I guess, no man's land?
There is, yeah. It's a bit tricky to get over the barbed wire in places, but you can sort of jump your way up.
This looks so cool.
It does look cool, doesn't it? This is very, very sort of cinematic almost. These sort of ruined buildings at the back.
I feel disappointed that we haven't made something like this already.
This kind of cemetery bit at the back is cool. Yeah, this is a really, really cool looking game. Anyway, game on.
I really like how they use all the mud voxels to like give that extra squishy impression of trenches and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, like the big like squelchy patches.
I found a load of gold bars, I think.
I found a map.
What?
This is awesome. Oh, bye, Russ.
Spawned in the middle. Oh, you're on the final weapon.
I think I am. The axe.
No. Nice.
Yes.
I think you got that. So cool. Okay, I think we'll go
Nice.
for one more quick round
Wait.
of that.
You won?
I
There was
won.
some iffy logic there.
Ooh, interesting. I mean, I'll take that if that means I get to win. Okay, new round. Go.
Oh wow, the spawns are a bit close. That might be my one bit of criticism at the moment.
We all spawned right together, but
Okay, yeah, a few more spawns maybe.
I think there are more. That might have just been really bad luck. Oh, what's this? Whoa, wow. This is
What have you found?
creepy. Like a cave of skulls.
What?
It's
It
even
feels
weirder
very
that I've come in first person. It's kind of right in my face.
I found a little tiny hideaway with a skeleton sat on a box. I guess that's not what you're talking about.
No. Oh, no. You'll know. When you go in, you'll know.
Oh wait.
Any pointers on how I might find it? If you understand the map at all.
Go down, like, into the lower area. So where you see barbed wire that you can't go past, you can actually crouch and look right. Or left. I don't know where you've gone. Oh, I see Maggie.
I don't know. I'm on the last weapon again
Oh,
though.
same. Right, come at me.
Where there's barbed wire I can't go past.
So there's like a path where the barbed wire cuts the path in half.
Okay.
I can hear gunshots.
Oh yeah, I heard a plane go overhead just then. That's cool.
That's cool, isn't it? I think I
There's
may.
like a whole treasure trove of gold bars and jeweled
Yeah.
skulls and stuff.
Cool. Okay, well, I think we'll leave that one there. But that's another example, of a quick, really, really different looking game to anything I think we've ever made. I've just spawned at the crash plane. Really cool. Good use of the fire and the effects. Okay, so I think we'll jump into our last game here. Do we have an idea? You've got a link there, Adam. Do you know what this one was called?
Yeah, this one was called. Oh, I'm not sure what the name is. Collection something or other.
Yeah, so it was. I've got the name.
I've got the link to share.
Yeah, I'll just go find the name.
I'm sure I'll recognise the name when I see it.
Yeah, I did have them written down, but then I've lost my little bit of paper.
I searched collection, but it's collection collector game. That's not the one I wanted.
Okay, so this game is, I think it's just called Easter. Is that right?
Is it?
Maybe not. So if you want to
Okay,
stick the
maybe
link
it
in,
doesn't ring a bell.
yeah, we'll jump in through that
Oh.
link.
Someone said Easter. Okay.
Yeah, I think
maybe
it was Easter. Yeah, that makes sense. Stadia Hunters said Easter. So
Oh, I did see a bunny.
yeah, I think this is this is the collection game, isn't it? So the idea is it's a sort of the collection game we've just made on the creation section of the stream. It's that sort of template, I assume, but with a much nicer environment than what we came up with. So if we go back to our games I've recently played, it should appear. Yeah, Easter. Okay, so this is by Endeavour6399, and the idea is to pick up the most coins possible.
Cool. I'll let you take me into this one.
Okay, it should be loading in now. Okay, so we'll be wrapping up the stream shortly. I think we're just about at the end now. So if you guys have any questions that you haven't asked yet, do make sure you get those in now. Achievement. Okay, so collect the coins as they respawn. The player with the highest score at the end wins the round. Okay, so here we've got quite a nice, large, much more interesting environment than what we just came up with. Oh, there's a lot.
I've already got one.
So this, I think, is slightly different in that all the coins are here now, and the idea is to just grab them I guess Easter. It's like an egg hunt, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay, this is quite an interesting way around of doing it.
And I
What's
think
that
the
one?
creator, I'm guessing, is Stadia Hunters. Seeing as they just said, I tried to make eggs.
Okay, yeah. So Stadia Hunters.
Actually, an egg is a really good idea for a mesh that we should probably include at some point.
A giant rabbit.
Well,
a giant meat voxel rabbit. Yes, I'm sure we'll get one.
nice. Okay, so this is like a different variation on the collectible theme.
Yeah. So again, it kind of shows that I don't know if this was made from the collection game. I just assumed it was, but assuming it was, it just goes to show how you can kind of take the starter games and actually really start to define your own logic. It's not just about taking that and building an environment, but you can start to actually code around and play with the events and actually create a game from that entirely, in your own way. We've done games in the past. I think, can you think of what the most extreme starter game to final thing we've made is, Adam?
Oh god, that's a big question.
I think the one I can think of was Capture the Flag is what we turned into that old game that we called Gravball.
Oh yeah, that was pretty different, wasn't it? We need to bring that back at some point.
So that was like Capture the Flag, but then it turned into Deliver the Flag, where the flag is a ball and you had to like carry it like a sport, and you had laser swords, and yeah, that was all crazy. So that was maybe one we could look to resurrect at some point in the future, if that sounds interesting to chat. But yeah, so that was kind of taking a CTF game and really turning it on its head into a kind of Deliver the Flag sports game. It was, pretty cool.
I was just thinking that World Environment Day stream we did, we made a litter collection game a little bit like this, where you have to pick up the different items, different scores, but that started from a free-for-all survival or something, I think. I've got a feeling it did. Or was that just a collection?
No, I think it did. Either way, I think again that's an example of kind of matching together a couple of different types of. It was a team effort, wasn't it? It wasn't like necessarily a free for all style collection thing. It was like we all had to collect all of the litter together as a group before the timer ran out. So it was a twist on the same rule set in a slightly different way.
It was a little bit of both.
Awful.
So it was an aim to pick it all up, but also you wanted to be the person who picked up the most as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. This is very relaxing to play, actually. Run around picking up big golden coins.
This is.
It is.
Yeah. Very different from what we just played.
Yeah, I guess, again, there's a lot of ambient sounds that are available in the library. So just a drag and drop of those will just start to. There's some really chilled music as well. I think there's some really nice, relaxing tracks, which would be a nice one to throw in. Can you think of any meshes we could use for eggs? I'm trying to think, like the crystal ball maybe could be used in some way to look like an egg.
Yeah, could be.
Something like that. But yeah, there's a lot there to play with, to kit bash. But as I say, it's a general concept and environment. It's actually a really, really nice environment. Good use of all the different trees, and so got the water, and one of my
little park bench.
One of my classic favourites, park bench with the bag and the book on it. So yeah, gotta love it. Okay, so I think we're just about wrapping this up now. So if you've enjoyed any of these games, or say firstly, thank you to everyone who has submitted a game to be played on the stream this evening. So it's amazingly exciting to be able to start jumping into your guys' creations. So if you do have anything that you'd like us to see, then do keep an eye out on Discord on stream days. And what we'll do is we'll post a channel for you to kind of put your links forward for us to check out and see if we can get those in on the stream. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to leave you guys in here to carry on playing, and I'll see everyone out. So I'll speak to you guys a little bit later.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, cool. So hopefully that's been an interesting stream. As I say, we've had a very, very crazy busy day, but it's been amazing kind of reception from all of you lot in the community. So thank you once again for everyone who's picked up Crayta today and made today quite as special as it is. It's been so exciting in the build up. And we're finally here, we're released, we're available. So can't wait to see what everyone is out there making. As always, if you do have any questions or anything you need to sort of chat with us devs about, make sure you head over to our Discord. So that'll be crayta.com/Discord. And we're super busy on there. We've got channels for all sorts of different things. So if you're looking for a group to play with, looking for a group to create with. So maybe you've got a specific set of skills that you'd like to promote, and then head over to looking for group and sort of sell yourself over there. There's a lot of people looking for people to help make games together, which is what it's all about. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Crayta Game. So head over there. You can find out more about our announcements and keep up to date with the latest news. And on our Instagram, we do a lot of promotion there with things like concept art, and especially around our super exciting comic book project, which is something to keep an eye out for. We also have obviously our YouTube channel here, so make sure you subscribe to us here on YouTube. We've got a massive catalogue now of showcases and previous archive streams about game creation. So if you've jumped in today and you're a little bit unsure of where to start, you can either check out the streams which happened earlier today, where Adam talked us through a kind of tour of Crayta, a bit like this, with a little bit more focus on the creation side of things. Or we have a lot of creation streams. So if you've got a specific creation starter game in mind, then do check out. There's a good chance we've already covered those in a previous stream, so you can learn about some of the tips and tricks about making that your own game. And yeah, I think that's basically where we're going to leave that for now. This week is, as I say, we do have our, in fact, I'll just show that off quickly before I sign off properly. So I'm just going to jump back to the hub and bring you guys back in. But each week we kind of trying to kind of push people towards kind of creativity, different ideas. So on the home page, if I just bring this up, okay, so you can see over in the top corner there we have our news. So if you need inspiration, then you can click here. Okay, so want to dive into create mode but not sure where to build, each week we'll be giving you a word or phrase that you can use to use as a creative prompt. So check back here if you ever need some inspiration. This week's creative prompt is investigation, so remember to tag your creations so we can see them. Okay, so if you are looking for something to sort of kickstart your ideas and games, then do make sure you follow that. So this week's creative prompt is investigation. So if you can work that into your game somehow, it'd be amazing to see what you guys come up with, and we'll try our best to sort of showcase those things on streams at some point throughout next week, or throughout this week perhaps. So okay, I think we'll end that there. So thank you everybody for joining, and we'll see you in the next stream on Friday.